We live in Brooklyn, baby. We live in Brooklyn, baby.
Everybody. Yay, nay. Yay. Welcome, everybody. Insanity Check back at you once again. Ken, Skillet Sauce, and 8. Comfy?
No, I'm just stretching my back.
Yeah.
Stretching my back out a little.
Compromising positions lately?
Yeah, no, actually, just working on some back exercises.
He was a disco dancer.
I set you up for that. I was just making sure that you were on point because you were slipping last week with a few of your timing was off last week, though.
Yeah. Sad but true. Sad but true. Once again, as I said, Insanity Check, to appease Mr. Sauce. It is September 17th.
Hey, don't appease me. You love it.
Yeah, I love it. I just love it. For that, I get applause. Yeah.
Just see. Okay, so then maybe that could be your time.
Yeah, that's my new gimmick. Is giving the date. A lot of interesting stuff going on.
Interesting and sad.
Yeah, sad, interesting.
Sad, interesting, whole bunch of different things like that. Yeah.
This one, a couple of our stories actually, when I read them, outside of the initial, I don't know, for lack of a better term, shock, I thought to myself, is this just another byproduct of progression, so to speak? I mean,
You think so?
well, I mean,
I think it's a byproduct of something else, and it's sort of in keeping with what we've been trying to do for years, as far as in creating your own situation, creating your own job.
Right, and that's kind of what I'm saying. I mean, the tools that are available to people now. I mean, things are just coming out of the woodwork that you just wouldn't really expect, or you certainly wouldn't have thought of 20 years ago, because these tools were not invented, or certainly not in such common use. So basically, what we're talking about, one of the stories we're talking about, is women are now selling. Some women are selling positive pregnancy tests on Craigslist. Now, 3 cheers for Craigslist. I mean,
Yeah, you can sell everything on Craigslist. Your ass, bike parts, you name it.
Stolen goods from jobs.
Everything.
Everything.
Really? So how? Oh, well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Crickets. So now women are selling pregnancy tests on Craigslist. So basically, pregnant women across the country have taken to Craigslist, across the country, to sell positive pregnancy tests for about $25 a pop.
Yeah.
Some ads suggest buyers use the test to finally get the longtime boyfriend to propose. Others suggest pranking mom and dad, which is pretty fucked up. And one even suggests asking for money for an abortion and then using it to go on vacation. Exactly. One ad reads, "I will provide you with one positive pregnancy test with no questions asked, taken the same day," writes a woman in Florida. "It isn't my business what you choose to use it for." Home pregnancy tests work by detecting pregnancy hormones, human chorionic, some technical medical shit. You don't need to know that.
That's so technical.
That's what it is. These women don't. You don't need to know any of that shit to take these tests. But that's what it is. Another woman in Toledo, Ohio, is asking for $10 plus the cost of the test. Like the Florida woman ad, this one promises no questions asked. No questions asked. I will not take any responsibility for the test after it has been sold, nor will I assume any obligations for the test after it has been sold. What you do with the test is your business. I do reserve the right to not to know, deny. Okay, she needs the money for adult education classes.
Yeah.
Some ads have been flagged for removal by Craigslist, but new ads that have not been shut down still remain. So the last part, of course, reminds me of the good old days when you can buy some whores on Craigslist.
I think you should still buy.
But it's you have to find them now. Before it was whore category.
I think it was before. It was defined regular people that were whores. Paid whores is what took over, from what I understand. So the whole thing about roses or whatever else, I'll be your friend for 20 roses. I mean 200 roses or whatever the hell. So I think paid whores ran rampant through Craigslist.
No, I mean it was just like the ads in the back of the Village Voice. I mean, you know what the fuck these people were selling.
Yeah.
They just wasn't saying, give me money and I'll give you sex.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was what it was, and it was a section for that. But now after a couple people got killed, then and assholes decide to blame Craigslist for this shit because of course this doesn't happen anywhere else but on Craigslist. Women are absolutely safe
everywhere in the world as long as they don't go on
predators,
Craigslist,
as long as they're not on Craigslist.
Yeah.
But back to this.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think when I first read it, at first obviously I laughed and I was like, wow, this is some. This can be used for some seriously wicked shit going on out there. Yeah. And then I thought about, well, these people are entrepreneurial. They're taking control of the situation as far as in, this economy. We've done it, to death on the show. You can't really sustain yourself by going out there getting the types of jobs that's being created today. So these people are creating their own jobs. And that's been something that's been going around. And it's become more popular as of late, whereas, we were seen as like lunatics like 15, 20 years ago. What do you mean you want to try and make your own job? You don't want to go to, the Staples or whatever else. It's a solid, steady living. And, now you see a lot of people.
Benefits.
Yeah, and a lot of people now, paid the price for that sort of thinking. Not to say that it's necessarily bad. But anyway, so I thought about, the fact that these people, who came up with this idea. Did one woman one day say, hey, I'm going to sell it online, or was she asked for it? Because I'm thinking somebody probably was like, hey, yo, could you give me one of these things? I need to do whatever. Now,
I'm guessing probably more likely started off as a joke. Where you just sell your shit on Craigslist and then, that would be an interesting idea.
But I mean, and also, I just started thinking about what would people actually use this for? Because I don't think this would be used just to, like you said, to prank somebody.
No, I'm guessing it's going to be the former and the latter. I think it's going to be to get some dude to propose, and or abortion money. I mean, that's like $300-$400 these days.
No, it's probably more than that, I think. I don't know. What the hell if I know, but I know it's probably some dope. But no, to prank somebody, because I figure they could probably get somebody to engage, to marry them or whatever. Yeah. If people are still old fashioned like that, like, oh my God, I got her in trouble, let me marry her, and then say, oh, I lost a baby, oh man, things is bad. So I guess you can go get some like some liver from the supermarket and just splash it around the toilet bowl and say that she had a miscarriage or something like that.
Is that really necessary?
I'm just saying that if she wants to sell the effect. I mean, I'm just saying.
Thank you, Ada. We don't have time for that madness.
I'm just saying, so whatever, man. But yeah, I can't really, the fact that these people sell this and it's like, they're like, look, man, I'm gonna give it to you. What you do with it is your business. I don't know if I should say, are these people morally questionable for selling these things? I mean, do they have a don't ask, don't tell policy? I'm not even going to ask you what you need this for. You just want it. I'm giving it to you to absolve themselves of any, I guess, residual guilt or whatever they may or may not feel. I don't know. I mean, just like I said, I find this a little bit sad because I think more of it will be used. The fact that people, that this has become a sort of industry in itself is kind of sad that people are, would resort to have to doing things like this to make a buck. And then, clearly if it's going to be, not clearly, but whoever's going to use it is probably going to try and monetize the results as well, I think. I just can't think, like I said, I don't think anybody's going to just use this for prank. So,
I mean,
it's...
But obviously well, like you said, I mean, if you're offering a positive pregnancy for sale, then you're probably pregnant, which means you're gonna need some more money real soon.
Yeah. Was that the hen house?
Chicken shack.
Chicken shack.
Representative of the chickens who probably use these services.
Oh yeah. That's right. The hood rat, the hood chickens.
But I guess on an offshoot note, I mean, it's just another reason why I'm like, it's I mean, yeah, I know women, they're still tons of sexism in this country and et cetera, but I think you women have a way more versatility in how to circumvent and get over some of these things. Because I mean, I certainly can't provide anybody with a positive pregnancy test, and more importantly, no one's looking for my feet. I don't know how many times I've seen on Craigslist. Yeah, hey, you got pretty feet? Come here. Keep your clothes on. Just let some dude sniff your toes and maybe lick your heel or something like that, and you get like $400 fucking dollars.
Yep.
For one goddamn night.
Yep.
Y'all are letting these chicks get off easy with this one. I'm sorry.
The pregnancy test shit?
I mean, yeah, I really do think so. Because for the most part, and I understand that there may be other uses for it, but for the most part, they're trying to get over on guys.
Oh, no shit.
No. See, now, when you say, are you talking about the people that would purchase these things?
Right. Both. I'm talking both, though. Because at the end of the day, and I understand you're creating a revenue stream. I understand that. But if I had, came up with some concoction to, hey, catch your bitch out there, best way to, pimp a cougar or some shit like that, and I sold some shit to where, I'm taking advantage of women, I would be villainized.
No, of course. Now, see, I was looking at
Attack these bitches, please.
All right, now we're in bitch attack mode from this point forward. No, now, see, because I was just basically looking at it from the standpoint of a person using whatever is at their resources, whatever legal resources they have to make a buck in this society at this particular point in time, and this is one of the things that these people were relegated to doing. Okay, but you're right. This, the whole entrapment situation, that is if, men are still, of the old-fashioned ilk that would actually try and make an honest woman out of a man, out of a woman if he impregnated her. But, this is, I've seen this kind of dirty shit a long time ago. I mean, there was a program on 2020, a topic on 2020 about baseball wives, how these women would get these 18-year-old, like 100-mile-per-hour fastball throwing dudes from, some hayseed town, fuck all hell out of them, get pregnant quick, give them the best sex they ever had in their life, and in 3 or 4 years, all of a sudden come down with a case, I want to get the divorces, And when that happens, and they were basically saying this was a plan. You give up 3 to 4 years of your life, bang out a couple of kids, and you're set.
And it's not like, you're giving up 3 or 4 lives in jail.
Yeah.
No, you're going to be in a mansion.
In a mansion. So, I mean, if we would even begin to, like I said, if the women are going to use it for that purpose, of course they should burn. I mean, they've been getting over with that kind of shit for a long time. But then again, I think society has enabled them to get away with it because they don't get checked.
Oh, of course.
They don't get checked, like you said, the way a man would get checked. Because I saw something else the other day, and I was like, the inner sexist in me just broke out. I'm like, wait a second. This woman was arguing with some guy at a racetrack. I don't know if her husband was a race car driver and this dude cut him off or whatever. It was like some NASCAR shit. Mm-hmm. And she walked up to this driver and she's screaming at him in his face, and then she cold slapped the shit out of him. So I'm like, wait a second. First of all, obviously, if it was a man that did that, he would be cuffed and stuffed right there on the spot. But I'm like, okay, he was supposed to. That man was supposed to get her arrested right away, instantly. You're going to put your hands on me, go to jail right now. So I mean, but of course, it didn't happen. Right. He did the old Cary Grant shit. Was like, oh my God, I can't believe this bitch.
And just for the record, Aid, I just want to. I mean, I was, I guess, if you want to say, distracted by the uniqueness, the creativity of this thing, because I would have never thought of this,
Yeah, but see, that's why I saw it. Right. I mean, I was looking.
But make no mistake, I've been saying for years, when the old school version of this, as Skillet was just talking about, the most fucking basic one, of course, is to get pregnant by some other dude and then tell your man that it's yours, that it's his. And then you're raising someone else's kid, and then of course, if and when you find out, the courts are like, no, what, you've been raising this kid for like 3 years, 4 years? Yeah, it doesn't matter now. The kid thinks that you're the father, and in the best interest of the kid, you will continue to shell out your hard-earned bucks until this person is now 18 and can be able to take care of himself. And if you don't, you're going to go to jail. That's bullshit. I used to work with a guy who found out his son wasn't his son at 3 years old. His parents were devastated because they no longer had a grandson. He, of course, was fucked up. And my first question was,
Did you kill that bitch?
Well, I'm like, how are you not in jail?
Yeah.
Because you at the very least should have blown her car up or firebombed her house or, break this bitch's arm, her jaw, some shit. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that because that is a fucked up, heinous act to do. And yes, men do a whole bunch of fucked up shit, and they should get fucked up too.
Yeah.
Everybody should get fucked up.
That's my whole thing. It should be across the board punishment for people that do certain types of things. Like I remember we went away to one of those music functions back in the day, and I remember hearing a conversation between two groupie chicks that were talking about biting the like they say, if you engage in any kind of sexual activity with these guys, make sure that you put the condom on, you do it with your mouth, and then you just bite a hole in the tip of it, when you're putting it on the dude, so you can get knocked up by this guy that has some, whatever amount of paper in his pocket, and you're set. You entrap this clown who thinks that he's doing obviously engaging in a safe sex activity, and boom, next he's getting hit with a suit.
If there was justice in the world, he would bust a load of AIDS scum down his bitch's fucking throat and shit.
But you know what? That's where I am. I'm cool with certain things.
What, AIDS scum?
No, not the AIDS scum.
Oh.
But I'm not cool with AIDS scum.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Right. But obviously, when females get caught out there by guys, basically using them for, basically it's a game. Yeah. Nigga, when you get beat at the game, bitch, I don't want to hear you complain now. Don't complain because, some star athlete, jizzed all over your face and then the next left you at the goddamn parking lot when you was trying to get this nigga in the first place. So if we got to take a loss, don't start crying when you have to take a loss. That's my only, point.
Yeah, it should, like I said, it should be straight across the board, culpability for all parties equally. But it's not like that. Society just doesn't have it that way, and it's unfortunate. But then again, there's a lot of situations where guys get a pass, or I don't necessarily say get a pass, but like just think of how society sees a guy that's a real player and a real ladies' man or whatever.
Oh yeah, they can fuck bitches 40 years younger than them, and
40 years younger than them.
They just got it,
and they could have a new one every other week publicly. Whereas if a woman did that, she's the Jezebel and a whore and all sorts of stuff like that. So but
I think we're moving away from that too, by the way.
This thing, we are. I said, to get back to this, taking something like this to entrap an individual, I don't even think, first of all, I think even as a prank, this is in poor taste. If you were going to use a pregnancy, because you could raise somebody's,
of course,
expectations up to a point and then dash them. So I don't think there's anything funny. I think it's probably more towards doing something.
I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think like what positive thing can come of selling your your test, because the three things that this chick or these people suggested this positive test to be used for is all three are negative.
Yeah, they're bad
in the grand scheme of things, of course, not for the filthy bitch, but in the grand scheme. So I'm like, this seems to have been wrought from treachery. To be and proposed to for treacherous use. So it's just
debauched, and this whole thing is sad. The fact that we even went on this 10-minute conversation about this whole thing and brought up so many different things, it just shows that society is just fucked up. It's just messed up. The fact that people are selling these kind of things, they even think they have to sell these things, they haven't even have the need to sell these things, that there's a market for these things to be sold. It's just sad. It's just really sad. And then obviously the byproduct of this is somebody's going to get got, as they say in the street, and get caught out there and be just completely messed up. This is just bad.
Well, I will try to leave you guys on a positive note to smile on before we go to break. AIDS scum.
AIDS scum. I thought you were going to say AIDS scum.
Back in a couple of minutes.
We're trying to make it, baby.